Jason, your host. Heyo! We are just going to have a little cooking stream and chat as per normal. Hello from Iggy. And ow! Hello there, Zeren. How are you today? How is Zeren tonight? Brit Monkey's here. Yay, we got Brit Monkey. Oh no, now you're eating the marshmallows. Yesterday it was chocolate thins, today it's marshmallows. I think you have a sweet issue. I think we're going to use up the last of the potatoes today. The last of the potatoes. Oh, I'm sorry. It's icky when you don't get a good sleep. It's icky when you don't get a good sleep. So let's just close over. Then in the over here. Windex is not mouthwash. Also, important note: Windex doesn't work very well at cleaning valve index. Lenses really don't do it; it'll screw them up. No, I didn't do it myself, but someone I know did use Windex on their valve index and killed their valve index to get it replaced. So, we'll just put some potatoes in. Ooh, how is the Pimax? Which Pimax do you have, Brit? I don't know. I've never wrote on my desk with permanent mortar, so I've never had to. Ooh, so that's quite a nice one. I always like the technology of Pimax, but I don't have confidence in the company for some reason. I love the technology of the Pimax headset. I like the Pimax Clear, crystal clear, looks amazing. But the actual company itself, I don't know. You refurbished your desk today. I don't know how to get rid of permanent markers, sorry. Not something I've ever had to deal with. Think about permanent markers you don't really want. I just breathe on mine. I use hot breath on my, wipe them with a cloth. That's it. What I've ever done for 3 years with my index. So, the potatoes are in the house. And we've got to get the other bit, the bed. We're on my other laptop now. We're not using the 65-watt laptop. We're using my other laptop now to do the stream on. I've set my other laptop thing because I've got a project I'm going to do. So, I have a project in mind. A project. What we're going to do is some veg, and then just a normal meal while we chat. I've always taken care of the lenses on my VR headsets very, very well. I've never ever scratched the lens on any headset. Right. by checking. Where's the lid? Gotta put the lid on it. The lid on it. That is working. How did you get screen burn when you first here? Did you put it out in the sun? My eyesight's pretty good for a 52-year-old. Which lays a lie to all these things that say, ooh, don't watch too much TV, it'll hurt your eyes, it'll destroy your eyes. I've been freaking using TV since 1973, 74. Ah, yeah. Sun is like the ultimate nemesis for a VR headset. If we go... Oops, that's my phone. Those cash converters. Right, we've got to go on Amazon and just have a look at the price of something. Okay, so yeah. Splendiferous, my good friends. Splendiferous. Yeah, so I'm trying to get hold of this little Surface Pro from one of the cash converters. They're going to call me back in a little bit. I need to just check something now. I need to check my bank account just to see how much money I've got in. Money goes in tomorrow, but I need to check what money I've got today. Oh, let's go to oh, that's good. Let's go there. Yeah. Welcome back. I'm not buying more laptops, honest. I have to get rid of my two laptops have died. But this one's really cheap. We're talking under £80 for it. So the money I was going to spend on that thingy, I can now spend on this. So I've just got to do something because something's wrong with the. There we got money there. I'm just going to check my bank account because my bank account is awesome. All right. Everything's fine. Yep. Everything's come out. Everything's come out that's going to come out today. Yeah, both my laptops died, and I still want to have something that I can do some. You can game on an £80 laptop. I want to do that. We just got to go to here. And now I've got to sign in. Where's my freaking... Oh, it's over. Oh my... I have to sign in things all over the bloody place these days. It's like... Let's cancel that because this is my backup phone. So I've got to actually... Give me a sec to finish this. Right, that's done. We'll put that back on in a bit when we need it. We're all focused. Right. We are just doing a little tiny bit of thing. Okay, so that's done. But this, right. So this new laptop is going to cost me about £80. So it's going to be an 80. So £80, this new laptop, and then we're going to game on it. It's a Microsoft Surface Pro, one of the very, very early ones from 2014, 2013. But the problem is that was Cash Converters contact me and saying that they can't find the charger. So they're going to actually they're going to ring me back in about 5 minutes, 15 minutes or so, and then when they call me, I've just realised I can get, bye for now, I can get hold of an actual charger for it for 20 quid. So if they drop the price by 20 quid for me, I will buy that and have that delivered. Bye for now, Brit. Brit is awesome. Hello, Corinne. Welcome to the channel. We are just having a little mellow thingy. I've got some potatoes and mixed veg cooking. I haven't decided what I'm going to have with them yet, and I haven't decided what I'm going to have to eat later. I think I'm going to use up some more of my noodles. I'm going to use some of the noodles. Don't go again. Oopsie daisy, that's overflowing. That's what happens when you're on a phone call. Bad. All good. Good. Not messing up. Bubbled over. That's okay. I won't be able to see an anime. No, Zeronite. I don't want you to spam the channel. Please don't spam the channel. I know what the kind of thing you do. So one meal is working. We're going to do the other meal now. This second. No, don't. It's better not to do that kind of thing on people's channels. Thank you. So Now that we've got the first meal going, we will put together the second meal. The second meal is just going to be for later on today, and going to be based on some noodles. I'll put some noodles in because I've got lots of noodles and I want to use up the noodles. I seem to be able to be. I can't have pasta, but I can have ramen style noodles. They're good. So I use them as a basis of a meal quite a lot. So what we're going to do is just get the main pot out of the Instapot, because the thing about doing one of these kind of meals is, so we're going to use Indomie noodles. Well, you're just strange, aren't you? So we're going to go for those noodles, these ones, barbecue chicken flavoured. I can't pronounce them. Noodles, ramen noodles, we're going to use them. We're going to have some multiple vegetables. So, multiple vegetables. Yes, we can do this. And so this noodle food will be full of. Hello there, Sippy. Welcome to the channel. Zaranite, I've told you before, stop spamming the chat, please. I need to be able to see what other people say. Remember, the chat screen is my way of knowing people. I'm talking to people. If you spam it, I can't see what other people say. And I don't want to put you in timeout again. There's only 2 people on my channel who ever have to be put in timeout. Dave DM. I think so. Let's get things in there. Put the noodles in. So all we're doing is, in fact, let's do it here. So we've got. No, I can't. I'm busy at the moment. Don't be a dick. Be responsible for your own actions, Zaranite. So I'm breaking up the noodles. We're going to add the spices, the barbecue spicy thingamajigs. That goes in there. And then we've got the other packet of stuff. Actually, you're not. Stop generalising, Zoe. I've got a Australian friend who saved my life. Most Australians are really aware, friendly, and don't fuck about. So don't try to make an excuse that just because you're Australian, you're a dick. No, that's wrong. Well, that's because you're hanging out with the wrong people. Because in 2019, when I was contemplating ending my life, one of the only things that kept me in this world was a friend from Australia who would log on after he had been to work every night for him, which was morning for me, and make sure I was okay every single day. he did that for me. He was there for me from 5,000 miles away when my own family didn't even ring and check up on me. So someone 4,000, 5,000 miles away from me in Australia took the time every day after work to keep an eye on me, make sure I was okay, when my own family and the people living in my own street didn't even contact me. So I will have no bad words said about Australians. Some people are just assholes. Some people like to act out. Some people, I think, but it's not to do with who. It's just that them themselves haven't taken any personal responsibility for their life, and instead like to make an excuse for everything. Ooh, I ate too much sugar. Ooh, I did this. Ooh, I did this. Ooh, I'm drunk. Ooh, such and such, such and such, and they use those as excuses. But when it comes down to it, all you're doing is that you're just not taking responsibility for what. You know what the difference between a good guy and what we call a bad guy is? Absolutely nothing. The only difference between a good guy and a bad guy is choices that person make. And the sucky thing is, to be a bad guy is easy. The easy choice is the wrong choice is usually the easy choice. When my wife got ill, she was only my girlfriend. I could have left her. There was no strings attached. I gave up my job, I gave up my dream career, I gave up everything to look after her. I made the hard choice type thing. The hard choice, taking responsibility for who you are, deciding not to drink, deciding to say no, deciding to look after someone and care for someone, that's the hard choice. And sometimes it isn't like Hollywood. You don't get a reward. Everything doesn't always come out wonderful. So doing the right thing is always sometimes the thing that you get no reward for. So that's ready. It's got sausages there as well, and I'm just going to let that cook up, and that will be ready for later on today. Yeah. Anybody can be a good guy, anybody can be a bad guy. There's no intrinsic thing. It's all to do with the choices we make in life, the choices we make every single day. That's how you learn who you want to be in life. Are you going to use everything as an excuse to be a complete shit and cause excuses for everyone? We all have problems. Look at me. I've got bipolar, ADHD, autistic. I have a free pass to be a complete bastard if I wanted to. I have a free pass to be the most shitty person in the world because my wife died, because I hate the world and that. I have a free pass to be like that if I wanted to. No one would blame me. No one would fucking blame me if I gave up on life. But I don't. Because I prefer to make a difference to someone. I prefer to make people smile. I prefer to inspire people. I prefer to be there for other people and try to make other people's life better. And I put myself out here and we'll talk about depression anything and that, because we need more real people in the world. But it's too easy for people to just fake it and use an excuse for what's going on in their life. It's always been that way, sadly. That's why the world's in such a mess. It's so much easier to do the bad thing. It's so much easier to not care. After all, let's think about it. Hello, Vida, you wonderful person. Let's think about it. What reward did I get for staying with my wife? What wonderful Hollywood ending did I get? I got to watch the person I loved slowly fall apart and die. That's what I got to see. That was my reward. Making the right choices, doing the right thing does not mean you get the happy ending, sadly. You just have to make the choice of whether you want to be a good person or not. Whether you want to make someone smile or make them cry. Whether you want to improve someone's life or make it worse. Very simple math. There's a lot of shit in the world. Hello, Zachary. We are just chatting. I'm cooking 2 meals, one for later, which is a ramen meal, and I'm cooking some potatoes and veg at the moment. Welcome to the Crazy Channel. Well, that's the thing in life. We can choose. We choose every day. There's no such thing as an evil person or a good person. It's all based on what we choose to do in life. We can all make the right decisions or the wrong decisions, and we all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Everybody screws up. And doing the right thing sometimes is a lot harder. Well, most of the time it's a lot harder because it's the more difficult path. I'm not using it. Oh, well, it is a fisheye lens, but it was the cheapest one I could get a hold of. So it works. I mean, this was only a £30 webcam. In fact, the doggies are here, and Beryl wants to come up on here now that she's woken up. So Beryl wants to come and say hello. But you can't go on the table because you'll fall off because it's very slippy, this table is. The kitchen table is not the best place for the doggy. No, that's not a coffee maker, that is a Berkey. It's filtered water. The Berkey is a wonderful water filter. I've had it running since 2016, and the filters you buy for it last about 6,000 gallons. So I'm still on my first set of filters for it. And literally, you could pour rainwater or canal water, or even, as gross as it sounds, you could put pee into that filter and it would come out as drinkable water. It's pretty much one. I have that just in case. My brain just likes to know that if anything goes wrong, I've got access to clean water no matter what. I bought it when my wife was very ill because she had a damaged immune system, and I wanted to make sure the water from the tap didn't have anything extra in it. I don't know. I've never tried to drink stuff like that through it, but in theory, if look it up online, it's called a Berkey. It's called a Berkey. Look it up online. They're quite expensive. Yeah, I'm Northeast England. You're right, Northeast England. Stoke-on-Trent. But the Berkey is one of the best rated filters because unlike the British stuff where you have to replace the filters every month or something like that, which is a complete con. Yes, you pay more. That entire system cost about £300, including the filters. And it's lasted since 2016 when I bought it. And it's still filtering water now. And it's just gravity fed from, you just fill it up at the top, and then it gravity feeds into the base of it. Oh, we are just having fun here. You can ask me anything. We talk about anything on this channel, from depression, bipolar, cancer, dementia. We talk about life. We talk about computers. We talk about games and how virtual reality. Hello, Jimmy. Jimmy's here. Jimmy Allgood. Jimmy Allgood is like Jimmy Allgood. Jimmy Allgood. Jimmy Allgood is Jimmy Allgood. Jimmy Allgood. Jimmy Allgood is awesome. Allgood. Jimmy Allgood is awesome. Jimmy Allgood is awesome. Jimmy Allgood, I've got a question for you, Jimmy Allgood. I'm very confused. Jimmy, you're Jimmy Nutblast, aren't you? You are Jimmy Nutblast. I love the idea of AI art. We'll talk about that. You're Jimmy Nutblast. Or is Jimmy Nutblast in? Because you've got two channels. Yeah. I'm confused. Cozy Val, yay! Val is here. Awesome Val, who is he? Who is awesome, awesome. Or is Jimmy Nutblast someone else? I'm confused when I think about it. Ooh. So Jimmy, are you? So we got two Jimmys. We got Jimmy Allgood and we got Jimmy, and you both sing and you're both brilliant. It's crazy. And are you both from New Zealand as well? Is my brain also confused about that as well? We got two Jimmys. Oh. Jimmy is an awesome singer at Midnight Munchies and an open mic, things like that. Also does, I believe, concerts. Jimmy, two Jimmys, and I think they're both New Zealand. Oh, my brain goes weird. So yeah. So we just have fun here and chat about anything. My brain just goes. We've got to make a decision. We have to make a decision. Once again, it's decision time. Now I'm having potatoes and mixed veg. Now, should I have it with a meat pie, or should I have it with tuna? The tuna is just tin tuna, so it's tin tuna or meat pie. What should we have it with? Should we have it with meat pie or tuna? We've got to decide that. Tuna this time. Okay, so it's tuna. Anybody else? We're going to vote now. It looks like. Well, I'm probably going to go with what Val said anyway. 2 Jimmys. Oh, I love doing all this. You know what? I woke up at 6 a.m. this morning and a song was on my tip of my tongue and it was like, no, I don't want to try that, Zachary. No. Well, so it's pie or tuna with mash and veg. So one of the two, I don't mind really. They're both very quick. One I just have to open the can. The other one I have to put in the microwave for 3 minutes. So they're both easy to make to add to a meal. So yeah. So we've got one for pie and one for tuna. Yeah. Oh no, Zachary, I thought you meant the stuff that you get in Iceland, that rotten fish stuff. Yeah, it's very confusing that you both get mixed up. You two should do a collaboration. You two should do the 2 Jimmies. Oh, the 2 Jimmies. You should set up a channel, the 2 Jimmies, and do and do stuff together. Do 2 Jimmies. I call that one the 2 Jimmies. Uh, somehow the idea of rotten fish does not appeal to me. So we've got 1 vote for pie and we've got 1 vote for tuna. I'm going to go for tuna. It's only a normal tin of tuna. I'm just going to get one out here. A tin of tuna. So I'm having tuna with the meal this morning. So tuna. I like tuna with mash for some reason. So we've got tuna. So hello, Minix. Okay, tuna it is. Tuna, mash and veg with gravy. That's what we'll have for lunch. We're just having fun here. Remember, you can ask me anything. I'm a completely open book. We can talk about anything here, any subject matter that we want. This is just like a mellow morning stream before I go up and do VR, and we do VR streams and gaming streams. This is just the stream where we just have a bit of fun and chat about anything. We just go, yay. Oh, I've got to have my tablets. I haven't had my tablets there. Oh yeah, I'm going to get call in a minute. I'm probably going to get call in a minute. Okay. Favorite movie? Monolith Monsters. Someone asked me yesterday. Monolith Monsters, 1957, black and white science fiction, really fun movie, and the interesting thing about is the idea of the monster in there, which is like just a rock that when it gets wet, it multiplies, threatens a small town. Well, threatens the whole world. But the actual rock in it is the inspiration for the game, for the Command and Conquer series, the actual resource in the Command and Conquer. Favorite color? Purple. Favorite season? Winter. I do not like the summer. I do not like the heat. Yes. Derek Site was here today. It may even someone asked about AI art. I love AI art. I love AI music. I think the idea of AI entertainment system. imagine this. Now, let's take an evolution. This is the ultimate evolution. I don't know if you've heard about this, but the ultimate evolution of AI art. You know how AI art works. They've trained AI to see all this stuff and put it together and create art. It's actually not really AI. AI, it is not. AI is a mistake. You shouldn't call it AI. What it is actually called is an expert system. Expert system. It's not an AI system. An artificial intelligence system is a generalized term for artificial intelligence. But for example, on the North Sea oil rigs, there is what's called an expert system. It doesn't know what coffee is, it doesn't know what art is, it doesn't know what most things is, but it knows about oil pressure, it knows about gas pressure, it knows about everything about the rig, and it can help and adapt. It's called an expert system. And that's what AI art is. It's an expert system. It's a system of intelligence and almost thingy, but it's only based on one area. You can't take an artificial intelligence art program and ask it what the weather is and expect a proper response. So it's not an AI system, it's an expert system. It's an expert in a certain thing. Just like hospitals have expert systems to help them diagnose. They can have things like that. Expert systems are used by a lot of investment firms and Wall Street and things like these. These are not full AIs. They are experts in financial. They are experts systems that run and know everything about a certain thing. So yeah. So, but let's talk about the evolution of this. Let's see where I see this going, because I'm a tech futurist type person. And this is if things go well with this idea of the art. The art is amazing. But think about this. Imagine if one day we've got one of these AI expert systems and they say to you, what would you like to play today? And you say to them, okay, I've got this old game from 2012 called, let's say Doom 3. I don't know when that came out, but Doom 3. Okay, I would like to play Doom 3. Please turn it into a VR game with me as the main character. So the AI would take the game, disassemble the assets and recreate it with VR with you as the main pilot, main person. Yeah, chatbots, all those kind of things. But the evolution of all that is this idea. So now imagine we take that even further. Let's say your expert system that is used to create new items, entertainment or whatever, you say to it, hello expert system, today I would like to play through Avengers Infinity Wars with me as the main character. Make these changes to the plot, press a button, and I want to go into VR and play through that entire movie with me as the main plot character. That's the evolution of what we're seeing with AI art and that. We see in the future the potential is that we will get an AI system so advanced that basically it can take apart any movie, any book, any game and recreate it with you as the leading character, either as a film, as a book, or a game, a VR game. That is the potential of this kind of specialization. If you take it to its ultimate level. Yeah. People are already working on it, I know that. It's like with VR, virtual reality. Virtual reality is going in two separate directions at the moment. Virtual reality is going in two separate directions. The first direction is the one that you all know about. This is smaller headsets, better lenses, better sound, lighter headsets, making them more like glasses. So that's the idea of that is one branch, but that is the near tech. That is the thing that's evolving in that direction. That's the normal tech. But the other branch is what is the where it's going towards, which more of the money is focused on a moment, which you probably haven't heard much about. That is the one where we do the brain interface. And the reason for that is this. Due to a certain virus and lockdowns and all of that, there's two lots of big money pushing into it. I'll tell you why. The first is the virus that we went through, the lockdown example it gave. All of these investment firms, the really big ones, the ones with billions of dollars, who would normally be investing in new holiday locations and resorts and cruise ships, are deciding to move their money away from that because, let's face it, you go on a cruise ship these days, if someone has a certain virus, then nobody wants you to dock with that cruise ship. And who wants to go to a adventure park where you could catch a virus that could kill you? Things like that. Things are changing, so the investment model is moving towards virtual. But they don't want to do just virtual. They want to be able to actually take you. So this is where the money coming towards brain scans, towards some sort of device that can intercept your cortex, and so your brain won't know the difference between real life and the virtual world. But the other really massive investment, massive money thing is from the medical services people. And I don't know whether you've ever thought about this, but the idea of one of the greatest risks in surgery at this moment in time is anesthetization. When you have to be put under, when they use the different drugs to knock you out so that they can cut you up. It's the riskiest part of the surgery usually. People can have problems with it. Some people that go into under thingy don't come back out, things like that. Imagine if the same kind of technology that they would use so that we could enter the virtual world properly could divert at your brainstem so that you don't feel any pain or anything. You're conscious, but you're in another world. You're loaded into another world. You're viewing another world. You're not actually loaded into it. Your senses, your eyes, your smell, your touch, everything, your visual cortex is linked. Sees Skyrim or something equivalent like that while they are cutting your body open and while your body is healing. So that you don't move, so that you're in a meditative state where your body can heal. That is why there's a massive amount of money going in this other direction, the more longer term, with the actual interface idea of not just making a headset, not just making glasses, but the idea not of downloading yourself, because that's clearly way future tech, but the idea that if you had some kind of cap or connector or base connector in your skull here, you could actually intercept the eye, the ears, and all the other things that make up what we see. Because let's face it, it's all electrical impulses. So you could create an interface to be in Skyrim instead, and you wouldn't know the difference. Everything you touched in Skyrim would feel real. Eating a sweet roll in Skyrim would taste real, and so on and so forth. So that's the two directions that VR is taking at the moment. And I love the idea of that kind of technology. I would happily stick myself in VR. Yeah. So that's why we're going, that's where the money is. Because the idea, imagine how much money the big health corporations spend on medical stuff and that. So that's why them and the people that used to spend all their money on all the casinos, all the holidays and that, people are not taking those holidays as much anymore. the money has drastically gone down in them, so they're pivoting their investment into this new idea. Because imagine this, imagine this, a new kind of thing where basically you have a scout person who goes around a new area, records it completely, or goes to the deepest part of the oceans with a droid or something, or records it all, and then brings it back, and then you interface with it and you experience it as if you're real. The equivalent to the cyberpunk brain dance idea. So yeah, that's the kind of future tech we're looking at if things go well. If a certain Putikins doesn't blow up the world, we may actually get there at some point. Teleportation, I don't think teleportation is going to ever be a thing. I've seen the technology based around, even with quantum physics and the idea of the juxtaposition of the resonance frequencies and that. The idea of it is probably going to be a bad thing. It's like the idea of, if you have a good think about, a lot of people have done really good videos about it. If you think about yes, but you've got to imagine what that's going to mean, Osip. There's a lot of, think about it in the idea of you will either be making a copy, or you will lose who you are, and a new you will be created at the other side. We can't say, we don't even know where consciousness really exists in that. You make a 3D print or a thingy version of a human being or a complete copy. Are you going to take the consciousness with you? Does the consciousness get transferred, or will it be a husk? Or will something be wrong? Will something be missing? Will it be a hollow person? Will it be someone without a soul? Does the soul actually exist? You've got all these ideas. And this is the creepy thing about Star Trek. Star Trek transporters, if you look at the technology, they kill everybody. Everybody who uses a transporter is killed in Star Trek. You kill them and you create a new copy of them at the next place with all their memories and everything, but you killed the person. You disassemble them, you kill them, and then what comes out the other side is a copy. Everybody who's ever used a transporter in Star Trek has died. The original person who it was is dead. That's the scary thing about Star Trek transporters. They actually disassemble and take you apart and put you back together. But if you look at the tech, it's more like a copy machine than an actual transporter. It's kind of scary to see the idea of it. That people think, oh, transporters would be awesome. No. Until we've mapped the human consciousness completely, and not just the physical side, then the idea of teleporting, even using quantum teleportation, is kind of dodgy. I'll want to see tests, lots and lots of tests. I not want to be the first person to go through a quantum teleportation if they ever go to that stage. I mean, seriously. There would be issues, I think. I think a better idea is portable wormhole technology. The idea of creating a wormhole point between 2 points. I think that's more, for general goods, yes. No, quantum teleportation is instantaneous. You exist in 2 places at the same time. Have a good read up on it and you'll find out it's... The funny thing is, OSIP, is this, and it reminds me of my lecturer who taught quantum physics. I was taking quantum physics at college in 1996, 98. No. Wherever you've read that, that's wrong. Most of the stuff in quantum physics we don't understand. We're guessing. We're guessing. Come on, let me explain science to you. here's something that most scientists, do we have any scientists in the room? Do we have any scientists, people who think they're scientists in the room? And you tell me whether you believe, what, because most scientists don't like this. So let's do a bit of science here. Let's take this to the ultimate thing of, I'm going to make some people feel quite uncomfortable now with what I'm going to point out. So do we have any scientists in the room? No scientists. But we've got people in the room who like science, of course. Zachary, we all like science. Okay, so here's the idea. I'm going to ask you a simple question. What would you think of me if I decided I wanted to take a math test tomorrow and I got a question wrong, and instead of going back and checking my results and my theory for that answer, I tried to convince the entire world that my new answer was the real one and right. Basically, 2 plus 2 equals 5, and then I put down 5 on my piece of paper and then tried to convince the world that 5 was the real number. What would you think, apart from me being crazy? I know it isn't a trick question, and no, we're not talking about fourth dimensional physics or anything like that. We're talking basic math from school. What would you think of someone who said that? So don't think, this isn't a trick question. This isn't I can prove this because I can do this. No, we're not. This is just a simple question. What would you think of the person who tried to do that? Who said 2 plus 2 equals 5 and then wouldn't. And No, we're not going down that line. I've already told you that. No, we're not going down that line, Zachary. It's the simple basics. Primary school math. 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's 4. It's definitely 4. But I wrote down 5, and I'm saying that it's 5. Then OSIP, an entire section of the scientific community is mad and crazy, and they are spouting nonsense. Why? And I'll tell you why. The model of the universe that we have, theory of relativity, theory of special relativity, all that, cosmology, macro, micro, all that, doesn't work. And we know it doesn't work. We know it's not real. We know it doesn't work. We've taken the measurements, and none of the stuff that we see out there fits into our setup. So what did we do? Instead of going back to basics and looking at the source and saying, oh, maybe we were wrong, and starting from the beginning, instead, to account for the 80% of the universe that doesn't make sense, we made up something called dark matter and dark energy. We can't see dark matter. We can't measure dark matter or dark energy. But for our model to work, dark matter and dark energy has to exist. So instead of going back to basics to make sure that we didn't make a mistake about the universe, that maybe we're just one little speck of dust and we don't know what the fuck we're talking about when it comes to the universe, instead we tried to change the universe and created these two magical unicorns, black and a red magical unicorn that exist out there to make our model work. That's what the bloody entire people did. That's what they did. They didn't have it. Instead of going back to basics and work out what they did wrong, they instead created two magical unicorns and then tried to prove they existed to make 4 equal 5. And that is the simple basic thing of, sadly. Because we don't like to think, what scientists don't like the words "I don't know." And the problem is this: the science these days is very much an institution. Everything about science is an institution, and the money is all in the safe stuff. We don't get as many people who act like explorers and looking at the fringe and thinking about things. We've got these set of rules and we follow them. And the problem is, if you've ever been into academia, you will know that the only way to get funding for science is to follow the normal path. There's not much funding out there at all for the what if. What if this person's wrong? And that's the sad part. Used to be different, but these days, if you rock the boat at any of the major universities in the world, if you come up with a theory that doesn't fit into established fact, then you just basically get laughed out, sadly. Used to be different, but these days it's very much everything's safe and convenient. And the problem is, if you come up with a theory, the whole system is set up wrong now. If you come up with a new theory and you want to prove it, and it goes against something that people have believed for a long time, it's called dissonance. And you have these people who have spent their entire life believing this, like believing in the cosmology and that, and they wrote all their papers based on this fact that they believe. Trying to get them to change their mind, to realize that they wasted their entire career and life and that they were wrong, is almost impossible to do in the academia. So that's why we keep going down dead ends, fortunately. Like, for example, electricity is a dead end. Electricity is actually a dead end. All of our technology is down a dead end because you can only use electrons in a certain way, and there is a certain point where you can't get past with electrons. Moore's law and all that, and the idea of we're getting to that point with computers now. And quantum computers have a better idea of, but the idea of this kind of you can only go certain, and we're almost at that point where we're creating so much heat by the movement of the molecule style chips and that we're at the point where we're almost at the point where we can't force any more processing power out without radically changing. Electrons as a power source, as use in these systems, is actually a dead end science. A lot of scientists know this, but we don't know what comes next. We don't know what to switch to. We don't know what's a good thing. Muon particles, in ions, maybe some kind of quantum particle mesh. I don't know. But these are the things that we're going down dead ends, because dead ends are comfortable and safe, and everybody's career is based on this knowledge, and books are published and papers are published and entire things. And this is the problem with science at the moment, unfortunately. We've lost this idea of the devil may care explorers, where every day someone would come up with a new theory, an idea. We don't get that kind of thing because physics in school, chemistry, biology, they all tell us what the rules are. They all tell us the basic rules, thermodynamics and everything like that. And if you come up with an idea that, what if this isn't true? What if there's another way? What if we can do this? Then you won't get the money behind you. Well, you might get some radical fringe investment, but your peers will laugh at you in an academia situation. So people don't. It's scary and it sucks. Quantum physics is awesome. Quantum computers are easy. Interfacing with quantum computers is bad. It's very crazy. Think of it this way. The wonderful fun thing, and this has driven people crazy. This has actually driven people crazy. There's people out there that have been working on quantum physics computers for so long, and it makes them twitch a bit, because the idea is this. A quantum computer is amazing. It could do amazing things. A qubit, the idea of it being both 1 and 0 at the same time, or some combination of 1 and 0, some other type of things. A qubit is amazing. Wonderful idea. But The problem is this: how do you interface? How do you connect to the quantum computer? How do you read the quantum computer without changing it? Because, as quantum theory states, even viewing quantum bit will solidify it into either 1 or 0 or middle state. What that means is that when you look at it to read it, to access it, you're actually changing it. So there's even photons from your eye, from looking at a piece, can actually alter a quantum bit. So how can we store stuff in quantum technology? This is the thing. It's the interface that's giving us the big problems to do with quantum physics and quantum computers. Quantum computers, like I said, it's easy. Quantum computers are easy, theoretically, but interfacing with them, that's the problem. What defines it being in, because they've figured it's like the Schrodinger's cat idea. Cat in a box, 50% chance it's dead, 50% chance it's alive, but you don't know until you open the box. So the idea that this is the basic idea of the quantum bit, the qubit idea, that the problem is there's some very, very smart people at IBM and other places working on ways of actually interfacing with a quantum computer without changing it and solidifying it. Yeah. But that's the fun thing about it. That's the wonderful thing. We've got these wonderful technologies, but we've got these roadblocks that we've got to get past. And one of the roadblocks is creating a viable, easy to use, without actually changing or solidifying. I mean, the idea of a quantum. I mean, the idea is that a quantum memory module could contain everything from the internet. Every thought, everything you've ever put down, everything from 4chan and Reddit, everything from history, every bit of porn could be on a single quantum memory module. But how do you access that without messing it up? It's fun. I love the idea of these kind of things that we're part of the way there in a lot of idea. It's like nanotechnology and nano batteries and all that. There's certain building blocks that we're still stuck on. And all we need to do is make sure that someone doesn't blow up the world before we get there. Because I think we've got one hell of a future in front of us if we don't let certain crazy people set off nukes or do something stupid. I want to be around. I want to see all this technology. I'm 52. I've been gaming since 1976. I've used a game or a game console every single day of my life since 1976. I'm probably the longest experienced gamer out there because I've played games every single day. Because of my autism and everything, games were my sanctuary. Gaming is always there for me. So I love the idea of future tech. What comes next? I've seen it all from the original stuff. It's like this. Look at this. This is my first. This is my first ever handheld. This is from 1980s. This tech is 43 years old. And this is the first little gaming console that I played. And it works still. Although playing it, trying to play it via the actual OBS is... I've got quite good at playing it via... got to move the bottom there. So that... Yeah. So yeah, 1980, Galaxians thingy. This was the first handheld I had, and it was amazing. I spent so many 100 hours playing that damn game. I got the score so high on it at one point in time, it actually rolled over, the score did. It's crazy. I love retro tech. I love modern tech. I love my Steam Deck. My Steam Deck is amazing. It's an awesome piece of tech. See, this is the wonderful thing about this kind of stream. We can talk about everything. I think the score goes up to 4 digits. No, actually 3 digits on this one. So you can only go 9999999 on it. I don't think the last... Actually, it might be 1,000. I might have got to 1,000. So actually, it's not that hard, actually. 20 points for every single of the motherships that goes past at the top. And they only move in a certain way, so... And you get extra, so... 1 point for every one of the normal guys you kill. Yeah, 20 points for the mothership when she goes past. I'll just get to 100 points because it's pretty easy to get to 100 points. It's still one hell of a good game. Let's just get to 100 and show. We're at 86 points at the moment, I'll show you. $101 score at the moment, and I'm dead. Yes, my muscle memory of that game is still there from so long ago. I can still play that. It's a wonderful little game still. Great gameplay, simple, but blam 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 from 1980s. The first one came out in 1979 and then onward. Yeah, we're having... Hello there, J Cow, you wonderful special person. Right, so we've got to prepare the food. We've got to prepare the food. The preparing of the food shall happen. Emergency, emergency, it's time to prepare the food. Plate of food. So put the plate of food there. And need to get the gravy going. Let's get gravy. 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 The vegetables ready for there. Da, da, da. Empty this out. Whee! There we are. I always do potatoes with skin on because most of the goodness is in the skin as well. You have a good sleep. Lovely to see you, Osip. But yeah, modern computers, unfortunately, modern technology, when you think that the true crime and the true enemy of recycling isn't all this new tech, it's the way our old tech dies too easily. If they could make something like this in 1980 that still works now, for our bloody washing machines and our hoovers and everything else has built-in obsolescence to self-destruct after a few years, it's stupid, it really is. I mean, people are focusing so much on green technology and the future and that, but we need to recycle, we need to reuse this kind of technology. We need our computers, our laptops need to be more modular so they can be taken apart. Our phones need to be able to be taken apart and reused and that. We need that. Because we have so much tech already in the world that could be reused. And we need to start by, it's like this Fairphone 4, I've got a Fairphone 4 here. And this one, you can replace the battery, you can replace every part of this, the Fairphone 4. This phone is far better than any phone I've had. This phone with one screwdriver, you can replace you can buy the screen, you can buy every part of it, the USB plug inside and everything. We can open it up easily enough. We can just and you can get access to everything inside there and unscrew it and take it out and replace it. This is what we need in the future. We need technology that can be reused. With upgrades and so on. Okay, let me... Right, so we're going to mash the potatoes. Yeah. How the hell does battery technology go backwards? Because the batteries we've got these days don't last anywhere near as long as our old systems did. I've got laptops that are 12 years old that I've only just broken down to the point where I haven't got the tools to fix them. So how come modern laptops are built to fall apart within a couple of months? It's wrong. It's completely wrong. Everybody's so focused on green energy and that, but we're not looking at the waste that is created by technology like the latest iPhone and everything, making even more. The latest technology that makes the latest phone even harder to take apart, harder to... It's really sad. Put all this out. So we're having potatoes. I'm going to leave the rest for the dogs. The dog gets some. Get my swirly thing. The carrot veg next. Have some veg too. We're going to open up this. Of course, the juice from the tuna goes to the dogs, like tuna juice. Put the eye there. Yeah. Baby. Right. Yeah. It's a pity what we've lost. We've lost a lot of. I've got laptops from 2012 that you can basically take apart and put on. I've got a Clevo laptop that has just died, a P150 that has a graphics card daughterboard. So basically, you can take out the graphics card. You can go from like a 520M to a 580M or even a 680M will fit in the same slot. I mean, why did we lose that? Why did we lose access to that kind of tech idea when it comes to laptops? Modern laptops don't have a easily removable battery. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to eat now. I will show you what the food looks like. I'll show you my food. There we are, that's my food. Yeah, Fairphone 4. It's called the Fairphone 4. And they promised to have at least 4 or 5 years of spare parts. You can buy the lens, you can buy the camera, you can buy the speaker section. Every single part of this phone you can replace at home. If the screen cracks, you can replace the screen with a couple of screws. So, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, Zachary. And Jake, How, and everybody else who's here. I will be going and eating now. I'll be probably doing a VR or gaming stream later upstairs. So, bye-bye for now.